Hello, I'm Random Gamer 735,
And I'm Dalek 404.
and welcome to the Randomized Podcast. Okay, and today
That was really good.
off of the trials we
Yeah,
had
it
on
was.
today, I guess we're just gonna introduce ourselves and basically tell us what we do. I'm Random Gamer, and we created the Random Gamer 735 channel. I've worked on that for like 2 years, worked really hard on it. I've also had Dan here as like basically my co-host
Yeah.
for those videos, which is super fun. We both had a lot of fun doing it, especially for the community that we've basically grown. Over 70 people there. And unfortunately, Papa John's Asylum YT couldn't join us today. He seems to have had an appointment. So for right now, we have a lot of recent news, especially with the PS5, the Xbox console, and a lot of movies and stuff like that. Probably should have started this later in the month, right, Dan?
Yeah, most likely. Because
Yeah.
it'll only get better.
Mm-hmm. Well,
If by better, you mean worse.
yeah. What do you feel about the Xbox that just came out, basically?
Wait, this came out? Or is it coming out? I don't know.
It's
I don't
coming
keep
out
up on
in the
these things,
holidays,
man.
but they had an announcement, kind of.
Oh, yeah. I think it's neat, you know? I think it's happening.
Yeah.
I got really not... I don't know. I don't really know enough about it to really formulate an educated opinion.
Well, no offense, but like I'm a PlayStation guy. The specs on it look really good. In comparison to the
Yeah.
PS5, which also looks very good with the amount of games that are coming out on it. Like, I believe they got Spider-Man. They've got it's like Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales. They have the Finance and Freddy's, that new game that's coming out. That one, Security Breach, looks kind of fun. I don't know, but there's a lot of games coming out of it which are still going on PS4. I might add. It's like they still didn't. They didn't do the Wii thing where like, oh hey, Wii U just came out. We're just gonna throw them all onto Wii U and make the same things for Wii U. They actually planned on, you can use your PS4 games on PS5.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool concept. I mean, especially for most of these game consoles are like, oh hey, new console here. Remember those old games? Yeah, you can't play those. Which is also a good thing about this Xbox, because they're like, oh, it's all on the online store. You can buy it there, which is also a super cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, most of that stuff is just, I don't know. Most of it seems like a new concept, but not really, because,
Yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's pretty neat. I've looked at it some. It seems to have some pretty good graphics.
Mm-hmm. most of the, I don't know. What is your favorite game to play on Xbox? Because you are an Xbox guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Halo games. Those are pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honest to God, recently I've been playing PC a lot more than Xbox.
Yeah.
I like Battlefield. Battlefield's one of my favorite games of all time. I like it.
I do like how Microsoft kind of bought out Xbox as like a whole thing for everybody.
yeah.
Microsoft owns Xbox, so basically you have it on the PC, which is a weird concept because Microsoft kind of owns Minecraft as well.
Yeah, because they bought it from Mojang.
Yeah.
They bought Mojang.
Yeah. Same thing with Disney. Disney keeps buying up companies too.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Disney.
Yeah.
Disney has Disney has that new app, Disney Plus. If you haven't heard of it, big phenomenon. they have been releasing of these new TV shows, which are like remastered versions of all these old TV shows. They recently did a remastered version of like the movie Mulan. Just getting that out there. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on it?
I think it's hilarious because, like, I don't know, because I didn't do too much research on it, but like, they shot it right, like shot like a big part of the movie, if I remember right, like right next to where like a Chinese concentration camp it was, and I find it hilarious because like the Chinese government, right, was like giving them money to like portray China as like a good thing in this movie, and then they literally shoot it like right next to like a literal, honest to God death camp. And it's like the opposite of what they wanted. They got the worst PR from that.
Oh boy. Well, I kind of viewed it as like a really, really like in a movie standpoint. If you've watched the older one, this made like no correlation to any of the movie because I get like they're trying to remaster it, but like they made up a villain. And, like, they kind of got rid of characters, which kind of gave it more spice.
I see.
Even in the cinematic moments that they had, they kind of cut it out. Like, you remember the scene in the older version of the animated version, they would show, like, the emotion of her, like, cutting her hair and basically pretending to become a guy just to join the army and protect her namesake. You know? They just showed... yeah.
No, I ain't seen the old movie or the new one.
What? Oh my gosh. Well, to a movie and author's standpoint, wouldn't it be more emotional to show the person showing more emotion towards what she is doing than just getting on a horse and going away? And then in the same clip, they had the dad hearing all this, running outside and going, "No, don't do this, don't leave." And then basically, in the thing, she just rides off in the sunset, and then at the beginning of the day, just goes, "Oh, she's gone." Like there was no emotion at all. Just she's gone. Okay, like.
That kind of happened.
Just...
You know, like, I remember that scene in Star Wars, you know? Vader walks up to Luke, you know? "Luke, I am your father." "Oh, okay. Because you're my father."
Oh, boy. No, but, yeah, that would be really bad if that happened, though, because it wouldn't give any correlation to what's going on in the story if, like, they made an animated... Man. It felt... I get there's a pandemic, I get all of that is going on, but if you're going to make a story, at least add emotion, because I get there, okay, it reminds me of Monster Hunters. You may have never heard of this, but my mom has been watching all these anime, not anime, but like Chinese movies, which sound like soap operas, but the second one was just terrible. The first one was good, but the second was terrible. They added more monsters in it, and like they got rid of most of the intriguing stuff that made it a good story, which is mostly for most movies coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you remember Phineas and Ferb at all?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is your favorite? Out of all of them, what is your favorite episode?
Man, I don't remember, man. It's been a long time, you know?
Yeah, it's been a long time for us, but then suddenly,
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb come out with a new movie on Disney Plus, because why not? Which is a cool thing for them to do, and I possibly hope that they can actually come out with like I don't know, not a remastered, but like a continuation of Phineas and Ferb like they did for Milo Murphy. Do you know what Milo Murphy is?
I do not.
Well, it's a show that was made by Swampy and the other creator. I keep forgetting their names. But they've always said yes to everything, which is so cool of them for like, "Hey, do you want to be a new guest on the show?" "Sure." And then like they make him like a little side piece or something that'd be like kind of funny to throw in. because one of them was like, I forgot what they were, but I haven't watched it in forever, but they had like two singers just appear out of nowhere for like a singing piece, and they've always done that, which is always super fun to see, especially in a TV show that is like supposed to be for kids, and they throw a tiny bit of jokes in there for the older people, for, you know, homage that like it's for everyone, not just kids.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of a sketchy thing for me when I'm thinking about what my favorite episode is, because I can name about 5, because one of them I liked was the one where they like make a winter backyard thing, which was like cool, because like it's summer, you're hot and stuff like that. Why not make a winter paradise? And I don't know, but then my second favorite would probably be the I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot to speak of. The knot episode was just like the whole thing. The whole premise was him over a knot, and then you got all the like the entourages with Perry and Doofenshmirtz. All of like seeing Doofenshmirtz like trying to be a bad guy, but seems too much of a good guy to like be bad, is just so hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like just seeing him go, hey, I made a wiener evaporator because I hate wieners now, because I was selling wiener schnitzel and there's a hot dog stand that stand right next to me, so I'm going to destroy him. Like didn't seem like evil, it just sounded like petty stuff. So like I would understand why Love Muffin would like make fun of him for most of that stuff, but if you've seen the new movie, and you probably haven't because you probably just heard it right now, the one thing that I loved out of the whole thing was that he's in the group with the gang, Phineas and Ferb, Buford, Isabella, and Baljeet, and like instantly Isabella's like, you know what, I'm gonna take charge of this because I know my skills, and then the funniest song kicks up, and Doofenshmirtz is singing about how, like, you should listen to me because I'm adulting. Like, it's just so out there and funny, which is the reason why I love this show so much, and what kind of makes this movie so intriguing to watch, because it makes you think more on, like, hey, there's still these characters still exist. They may come back, they may not, but they've appeared in Milo Murphy, so I don't know. But they're like, oh, hey, Candace is having problems with, like, Phineas and Ferb being, like, the people that everybody loves, and she doesn't really get any other attention, which is a cool, like, concept that is, like her brothers are, like, you know, being the well-looked-at people. It's just basically, Do you remember the Mars episode where she like becomes King of Mars?
I think so.
It's basically a glorified version of that, but like there's a lot of relevant memes they throw in here and in there, like the flossing thing, which really doesn't make any sense but you know, hey, just like,
yeah, it's in there.
Oh boy, it's in there. Like it's in there. It was supposed to be a bit, but like it's in there. But yeah, they make a whole song about like a door opening, and then they're like, "Oh wait, but let's sing more about you." Like I mean, the old childish stuff that you loved about this TV show. I mean, it kind of gave you that nostalgia feeling, like, you know, hey, that the fun stuff that we used to love in 2011 is still around, and probably I really do. If Disney is ever listening to this, but they probably won't. But please, if you want quality stuff, go talk to Swampy and them, because they will make content for you, and you will be rewarded by all of this. If you've seen this movie that just came out, who's probably got more views than the Mulan movie because of how bad it is, go for Phineas and Ferb. Off that topic, because we've already ranted on that enough.
More or less, you've ranted. I like to think. I was just kind of there.
Yeah, well, if you have anything to say about it, I mean, what you like about the show.
I got nothing personally. We can move on to the next topic if you want, or we
Yeah.
can,
Well, I would say the Super Mario 3D World, 3D Stars.
It's like the one topic we've gone over that I've actually heard of.
Yeah, well, okay. What did you think about it? Because I don't particularly have money to buy that yet.
See, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was good. That's like they're making some of the older games. People would want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like Super Mario 64 and those other ones that I forget which
Mario
ones it actually
Galaxy,
includes.
and then
Yeah, Galaxy,
Star Blast,
Sunshine one.
Star Blast. I don't know. It's where he has like a water jet.
I don't know. Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah, that's Sunshine. I don't know.
Sunshine,
I don't know. But yeah, I like that they're bringing those back. But they kind of, I think they're marketing it as like a remaster, but they're not really remastering it at all. They're just kind of re-releasing it on a different console.
I think it's supposed to be like a limited time offer for you to buy it, basically. It's not really a remastered. Yeah. It's like, hey, 3 collection of 2 games for only the price of, I think, $30. And we've added some more stuff to it, just in case you wanted to play more. Which seems like a fun thing to do. I mean, I would probably pick up on it.
I would too, especially since I haven't played any of those games before.
I've played Mario Galaxy. If you've seen my channel, you can see it on there. Mario Galaxy, super fun game. Number 2, I love the most as well because it gave you Yoshi, new areas to explore, and you got the aspect, the actual game. I forgot what game it was, but do you remember the Super Mario Bros, the original one on the Wii?
Super Mario Brothers, the original one on the Wii?
Yeah, it's new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. That's what.
Oh right, I thought you meant the original one from the 80s.
No. I meant the one from for the Wii where they had a map.
Yeah.
Which really I kind of enjoyed off of Mario Galaxy 3 is 2. Sorry, there's not a third one. Wish there was, but there isn't. But
there should be.
Yeah, there should be. It seemed like there's a gap in there that we need, or just something new and fun and exciting that we could do. But the Mario Galaxy 2 had that map layout, the Mario Wii game,
Yeah.
So you could control the head on where it could go in the game to proceed forward. So it wasn't, hey, there's a building here. Go in the building and do all the stuff in there, which was also a cool thing, but I like the nostalgia feeling,
Oh yeah.
Especially through playing all these games, I feel like I'm taking over most of the time because you're not really I understand, but you have that radio voice, but hey. I feel like
that I do, my friend, that I do.
Well, I mean, do you remember any of these games though, remotely playing them?
I remember I played Super Mario 64 a little bit. I don't remember playing any of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might have played Super Mario Galaxy once or twice, a long time ago. I'm not sure, but yeah, I know I played some of Super Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. But I do like me some Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most of these games are nostalgia feeling. I feel like that's what they're trying to go on for most of the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for the Animal Crossing. I don't believe they changed really anything but add more bugs and you can bugs and butterflies, and then you can move your building anywhere you want on the island, which is a fun thing to think about, even though that Animal Crossing really hasn't done that for any of their games until right now.
Yeah. I don't know about Animal Crossing though, man. I played 10 minutes of that, 15 minutes of that, and I could not figure out what in the name of God was happening. I was very confused.
It's basically a survival thing. You remember Don't Starve?
Vaguely, yeah, I do. Yeah, but Don't Starve. Yeah.
Okay. Remember how that played, where you're abandoned on the island and you gotta survive? It's basically
it's like
that
that,
same concept, but like you
but for children.
don't
Yeah,
service
family
for children.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
But like what I'm trying to say here is that like you're surviving on an island and like you have this raccoon that's always coming to you and saying, "Hey, I need bells cuz guess what? You bought a house from me and you need to work to pay it off." Which I don't really like, even though I kind of play GTA and like it's kind of the same thing where you're doing jobs, you're buying items, you're using those items
yeah,
to do
definitely the same thing. Anthropomorphic aminals
yeah.
and a high quality violent video game where you stomp people's head ins and massacre like hospitals or something or whatever.
Oh boy, yeah, that just not a really good topic to
Yeah.
talk about here, but like it makes sense. Like the way that it's played,
Yeah.
you have to work by repeat, which is the same thing with that. And
Oh yeah, I 100%.
but Animal Crossing is like real time. Like you have to play real time events, which takes time. Like if you're building the house you just bought from the raccoon, and like it says, sorry, in game minutes, you have to wait an hour before that building is done, which is like a weird thing to think about, but like it's there. It's a thing. If you're gonna,
It's a thing.
It feels like a play to win. Like if I was going to speed up the time here, like to make the building go instantly there, I feel like there'd be a mobile thing where like, hey, you want the building to appear faster? Pay us $5. Like it felt like that, but like you bought the game. You can like make a setting. Like make a setting where like insta builds. Like it instantly builds it. Or like you can change it, Which would be a fun concept for any game.
I'd say so.
Well,
I'm not too sure on that, but I'd say so.
Okay, if you were gonna make a game, how would you make it though?
See, I go for like a balance, You probably wouldn't want things to take too long, but you'd still would want some, a little bit of delayed gratification,
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't necessarily pay to make it go faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe you can, like, complete, like, some mission or, like, task or whatever to make it go faster if you want. And maybe it won't take that long to begin with,
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I do, personally.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like, if, Animal Crossing could, like, hey, you can build this building, but, like, if you want to make it go faster, you can play this puzzle here, which is, like, I don't know. You remember those traffic game where, like, you move the cars to get that one car to go through or something like that, which would be kind of fun. They do that for, like, lock picking and, like, most of these games where, like, hey, if you want to unlock the door, you have to move it to the right area to, like, slide the key through or something like that, which is I don't know. But I mean, okay, if I was going to make a game from scratch, which is supposed to be family friendly and supposed to be like, hey, it's for kids, to be honest, I wouldn't really make it that violent, but I mean, that's what seems to be what people like, and it seems like people love Minecraft, so like, I wouldn't try to directly make it from it, directly copy it, but I would like try to make a game where you have the satisfaction of building something, but you gotta not really memorize, because right now Minecraft has like a book thing. You click the book and like you can, it basically already has the recipes already there, and you can just do it on a whim.
Yeah.
I mean, because what I'm trying to say here is that you have to work for those items, which would, like, hey, I'm building, like, it's a sim type thing. Like, you're like, okay, I'm trying to build a community. So what do I have to do first? First, I have to build a town hall. So that town hall needs some items. It needs wood from trees, it needs, like, leaves or something like that, or, like, rope. You acquire the rope if you do some odd of task. Which would be like a fun concept to do. Like, hey, I felt rewarded off of doing this, and this to make this, and now this is already built for me because I built those places. So, like, I choose, hey, I want to build a building right here. It's like, I forgot what that game was that it was the one with the cannibals everywhere and you gotta survive in the plane crash thing. It's like, Lost. Yeah. Well,
I don't remember that at all.
Well, there's a game like that where, like, it's already built there, but you gotta find the materials and you gotta place it there on the, like, the blueprint of where it is, you know? Which would be a cool concept to add in any game. Like, if I added the good parts of every game, I mean, you'd probably rule the world here. Like, if I... Well, the lobby that I liked the most was Borderlands. Remember Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
Okay, the way they set that up for, like, you joining friends was killer. Like, on the corner, there was, like, you can add friends. Press plus to add a friend who's playing the game right now. So it's like in-game, already there. You don't need to go through any external thing. You just click the plus button and click the name, and you basically put them in your party, and they have to accept it, which is fun. Because before you and me were playing the A Way Out, yeah.
Dude, we just completed that game like for 2 nights ago, and you're forgetting the name of it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I confuse it with a lot of things, you know. But like, you get how you were like complaining.
It's clearly called an escape route. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, I know. But like, you were complaining the whole time.
They can't just go for freaking Steam. They got to do their own thing.
Well, if you're okay, I get like they're different companies, but why don't you put it like in game? You can do this if you've already bought the game and you don't need to go through an external source, which would be fun. Like, hey, like in-game it tells me that you are in the game. I can invite you in, and without having to go, through Steam, it tells me you are in the game, but I have to go through Steam to invite you to that game. It'd be more fun to say, the game already says you're in there, and I can pull you in from the game, instead of saying you go through an external. Like, you know, I mean...
See, I don't even mind Steam. I don't even mind Steam, because, like, Steam works. But, like, when you start doing funky stuff, like Origin or whatever, that ain't kosher. That just ain't right.
I mean, not Xbox, but, Modern Warfare, if you... probably haven't played that yet, but I mean, it has that same thing that I'm telling you, is that like it's in game, you invite the person, it tells you if it's in, you press the plus button, and they're in your party if they accepted the thing. There's no external things, there's no internal things. It's just there's no external things, there's no like hard internal things to get it to work. It's just in game.
It just works.
Yeah, it just works. And I mean, that's probably all the things that make all of us mad here, is that like most of the time, like Killing Floor, that one game that we were trying to get to work would never work. Like the internal stuff would never work. I mean, unless you're LAN. I mean, if you're LAN, it would work. But doing online stuff, and it says in the like, if you bought it, it said, okay, you can play online, but it only means you can go online, but you have to join a server that's already been made. Like, I can't make my own server and, like, invite you in through the game. Because when I tried to do that in any of these, in the first Killing Floor game, it would not let us. Like, you even tried it, and it didn't even work.
Yeah.
It just...
See, I'd say I don't really have a preference when it comes to, like, external or internal invitations, just so long as it freaking works. Well, that's what I get. I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah. Well, what would your favorite game be? I mean,
I don't know. You know, I kind of like. I like that. I like Battlefield. You know, especially Battlefield 1. That was a really good game. And then the next one that came out was trash.
Yeah, but Battlefield. Battlefield has some, like, runs. They had Battlefield's, World War 1. I mean, that was before they made it Battlefield 1. I think they just remastered Battlefield, because before Battlefield was World War 2, and, like, so I guess they made, you know, they remastered it, the first two. So Battlefield 3
Nah.
for me, I loved the most because earlier when I went to school, I made the club, and we would play that a lot, and it was easy to connect through LAN and all that, making everything work. Which, I mean, if you're even remotely gaming on anything, it's really fun to know you have something that works. You know, I mean, you agree on that. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, the mainframe issue, because I've been in game design where it's been so most of the time when I'm working with Unity, it was really easy to set up a multiplayer, but it was only through Unity. But if you're trying to make it from scratch, make it from scratch. Don't make it really bad and complicated to do. Make it something that is accessible for everyone. And if you're going to make it cross-platform, make it cross-platform, but possibly make it where it's not we're all together. It lags out so much because there's so many feed coming into that same server, because you got an Xbox, you got a PS4, you got a PC and a phone all on the same server, but they all have different frequencies on how they perceive the game. Okay, if I'm playing on the phone, it's got a certain frequency on how I can get into the game, like internet. It's going to be the same thing with internet, but it's okay, you can join because you are a phone, so it's going to be this type of coordinates for your phone to join, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was the problem with Fortnite in the first place, and most of the other games that did that, because, hey, they Among Us did a good job with that. I mean, even though the servers was so hard to get into, it gave you something a little bit more to enjoy, and it gave you something to know that it worked, you know?
Yes.
Well,
I do know.
Yeah, you do know. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I believe it's supposed to be. It says the direct sequel to the original, and fan favorite Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website here. It seems okay. I've basically got a request from a friend who was telling me about this and how good it is. It's the next chapter of the iconic Black Ops and it's supposed to be this is for the multiplayer. It's an iconic multiplayer experience is here. Definitely by signature combat and connected experience across platforms and generations. So I guess this is trying to say oh, hey, it's for everybody, which seems like a cool thing.
Everyone likes Black Ops.
I mean, this is okay. They got the zombie thing. Players will bring a Cold War arsenal, Cold War arsenal of weapons and equipment into the next evolution of signature Call of Duty co-op experience, which is cool thing because wasn't Cold War had certain different types of weapons in there? They are throwing Warzone in there. We're not getting away from that. I mean, they were the ones that were hey, I did think that was funny though. After Fortnite went up and then Call of Duty came up, they were gonna present a new game, and they're hey, guess what? We're making Warzone. Let the big boys handle it. Wait, I mean, I understand that they are the thing for any type of war game. Call of Duty has made their impression on the world that they are the best.
Somewhat. I'd agree with that. They're definitely probably the most popular.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've never heard of Battlefield, you would have heard of Call of Duty. They've made their impression on the world, and I mean, yeah, most of their games aren't really that good, but they're getting better. I mean, they're getting a lot better. The Call of Duty Ghosts was a really bad game, but it was fun. I mean, in a way, it was fun to play on the multiplayer, but the story, yeah, it was an eh. And then you got the you got the Modern Warfare. If you played Modern Warfare, that new Call of Duty Warfare, that game was fun. The story was fun. Then you got the multiplayer, which was also fun. And if they continue to make games like that, it would be fun. I mean, fun for everybody. I mean, well, not really everybody. It'd be more for like, yeah, most people.
Yes.
Oh boy. Well, do you want to wrap it up here? I feel like you haven't really talked that much, unless you want to talk about something.
I mean, I haven't really heard like too much like about all this stuff. I don't know. I'm not really too big on current events. I know some, you know. I mean, you know.
Well, do you have anything you want to talk about then?
Not in particular, you know. So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah. Well, this is like the first episode of this podcast, and you know, we kind of.
I guess so.
Yeah. I feel like we should probably mention that, you know, Papa John's maybe in the next one. We have no idea because he lives in Australia, so this may just be us for the first episode. He will probably be in the second one. And
yeah,
you know, hey, we'll talk about new things that have came out, like we'll just see, like Ratchet and Clank, the new Batman trailer. The new Batman trailer was sweet. We'll talk about that next in the next episode. And yeah, I believe we should like keep it up to like 40 minutes for each one, because I don't feel like anybody would really want to hear all of us, like, not for like 30 minutes tops would be great for anybody, unless any of you guys want to talk about that. You can. We have a Twitter. We have
a Twitter?
Yeah, we have a Twitter.
You speak for yourself. Wait, we do? Or you do?
Yeah, we... No.
Okay,
no. The
this.
podcast has a Twitter. If you have anything you want to talk about on there, you can. We also have a YouTube channel. Basically, all we have on there is just the trailer. You can go on there. You can comment on the trailer. Whatever you think would be best for next time. Any ideas, stuff like that. I don't know. It's up to you. We'll just have to see. Anyways, we'll see you guys. I'm Random Gamer.
And I am Dolico404.
And this is Randomized Podcast, and we'll see you guys later.